Let's make our own film. Look at me. You don't think I can do what those Hungarian girls did? And mind you, I won't be acting. I'll be loving for real. You do remember what real love is like, don't you?
The rest of the shooting day passed in a blur. Everyone was working on autopilot. Scenes, co-stars, and camera angles kept changing without a hitch or conflict. Before Andre knew it, they were approaching the final scene in the script. He kept his eyes glued to the monitor, afraid to meet Judith's gaze, feeling guilty about what had happened hours earlier. Why had he hesitated for so long? Why didn't he step in and punch that fat pig in the face? Andre felt ashamed, hating himself for his cowardice and indecision.
Andre, you zonked out or what?
Yeah, right. Thanks everyone, that's a wrap.
The whole crew burst into loud applause. Andre couldn't care less about what was going on around him. His mind was fixated on one thing, or rather, one person, Judith. He was so lost in thought that he didn't even turn when someone touched his arm.
We need to talk. Meet me at the entrance in half an hour. I'm in the red Peugeot.
Andre couldn't muster a response. He just gave a barely noticeable nod and glanced at his watch. When he looked up again, Judith was already gone. The dressing room was its usual post-shoot chaos, but when Judith walked in, everyone fell silent. She quickly jumped in the shower and started gathering her things, constantly checking the time.
What's the rush? Monty ordered me to bring you to him.
I don't need an escort. I can get there just fine on my own.
And what if you don't make it there?
It's none of your business. Step aside, please. You're in my way.
Sure, I'll step aside, but you're still coming with me.
Judith turned away and continued packing in a hurry, wondering how she could ditch this hulk of a guy and leave with Andre. Suddenly, Teresa plopped down next to her and casually started primping in the mirror, fixing her hair as if nothing was amiss.
They've got you under surveillance? Do you need help or something?
I'm so sick of all this.
Judith eyed Teresa suspiciously. She didn't know her well, only that she was a local who moonlighted as a translator for the Russians. But this was her only chance. Judith discreetly pulled her car key from her purse and placed it on the table, close to Teresa's hand. Teresa glanced in the mirror again, making sure Attila wasn't looking their way, then covered the key with her palm. After fussing with her hair a bit more, she stood up and addressed everyone in a deliberately loud voice.
Anyone who's not beat, I'm inviting you to my club. There's a killer party tonight. I'll hook you up with free entry. Here's my number. Give me a call when you get there. I'll come meet you.
Judith caught on quickly. A minute after Teresa left the dressing room, she turned to Attila and shouted,
So, are you gonna help me with these bags, or do I have to lug them myself?
Attila jumped up, grabbed her bags, and headed for the exit. Judith, taking her sweet time, started saying goodbye to everyone in the dressing room, clearly stalling to give Teresa and Andre a chance to get as far away as possible.
Get in the car, now.
Where's Judith?
I said get in. I'll explain everything later.
Judith said to wait for her by the car.
Ignoring him completely, Teresa turned the key in the ignition. The car shot forward, and only when they'd driven past the gates of the cottage complex did she turn to Andre and say,
If you want her to stay safe, listen to me and do exactly what I say.
Where are we going, and why so fast?
Quick, before they catch up. We're heading to my place.
What for?
You want to see Judith?
Yeah,
That's where you'll meet her.
I do.
Attila's black SUV barely squeezed through the narrow archway, its powerful engine growling as it slowly maneuvered into the tight courtyard. In the entire office building, only the window of Monty's office was lit.
I can't figure out how you got under the boss's skin like that. I was ready to kill him today when he started messing with you.
So, why didn't you kill him then?
So what if you did kill him? Then what?
You could have popped the question.
And you'd go along with that?
Why not? Unless you're hung up on the fact that I've slept with a few hundred guys before you.
Slept with him, my ass. It's just a movie. Everything's fake here.
You think I'm incapable of loving and enjoying sex?
I'd be over the moon if you fell for me.
All right, enough joking around. You're not my type. Chill out.
Judith hopped down from the high step of the SUV and entered the office. In the dark hallway, she paused to quickly send an empty text to Teresa's number. Within seconds, she got a reply. 17 Andrushy Street, Apartment 8. Judith deleted the message, slipped her phone into her purse, and walked into Monty's office without knocking. As usual, he was sprawled in his massive leather chair, his thick fingers pecking at the laptop keyboard.
What took you so long?
What's your beef with me? Ask Attila why he was driving so slow. And please explain why you needed me in the middle of the night. I'm beat and I want to crash.
Monty got up from his desk, moved in close to Judith, and began gently running his fingers through her hair. His voice had once again become fawningly sweet.
Baby, you know how much I love you. You know I'd take down anyone who so much as looks at you funny or tries to hurt you.
Then destroy yourself first.
Forgive this old fool. I don't know what came over me. I've never been the jealous type, but it's like I was possessed or something.
Monty kept mumbling to himself, endlessly repeating that he'd acted despicably, that he was the lowest of the low, that he was beyond forgiveness. Judith seemed to be listening, but his words passed through her like sand through dry fingers, leaving not a single grain behind. With each new word, she became more and more convinced that their relationship was over, despite the fact that Monty had once saved her life. His actions today had erased all the years of their strange love.
Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
Even if I hear it, what difference does it make? Don't waste your time or degrade yourself. I'm leaving you anyway.
And where exactly are you going? Running off to that Russian guy? What's he gonna give you? Money? Fame? What?
Maybe a little happiness.
Wasn't all that happiness enough for you? You've been with the cream of the crop and I paid you big bucks for it. You've traveled the world on my dime, living carefree while I made all the decisions. What more happiness do you want? To sit in some dump of an apartment, darning your sweetheart's socks and spreading your legs for him once a month without even wanting to?
Did you ever once ask if I wanted your happiness?
Monty stared intently into Judith's eyes, trying to figure out if she was telling the truth or just throwing words around too.
Baby, let's keep things as they were. Attila will drive you home now. You'll rest up, get some sleep. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll talk it all out. Forget the bad stuff. I love you.
Nah, I want to hit the club.
Fine. If it's the club you want, it's the club you'll get.
Heading to the club. Got security with me. What's next?
Attila, don't let that bitch out of your sight at the club. If I find out she talked to the Russian, you're fired.
Got it, boss. Don't worry. He won't get anywhere near her.
Judith settled into the back seat and gave the club's address. They hadn't even left the cramped courtyard when her phone screen lit up. There'll be a manager named Victoria at the bar. Ask her to show you to the restroom. Then follow her instructions. She read and immediately deleted the message.
Who's texting you?
Nobody. Just checking my phone balance. Get me a whiskey on the rocks. I'll be back in a sec. Could you show me to the ladies' room, please?
The girls turned a corner. Victoria pointed to a slightly open back door at the end of the corridor and whispered that a taxi would be waiting there. Judith darted outside. Sure enough, there was a car with its engine running by the entrance. She let out a sigh of relief, trying to close the door quietly, and the car took off immediately. The ice in the whiskey glass Attila had ordered for Judith was already starting to melt. He glanced at his watch. It had been almost 15 minutes since she'd left. Something tightened inside him, a bad feeling creeping in. Attila jumped up, knocking over the glass and spilling whiskey everywhere. Without even knocking, he yanked open the door to the ladies' room and, ignoring the shrieking girls, began kicking open the stalls one by one.
You idiot! You brainless idiot! He's gonna kill you!
Teresa took off, leaving behind her apartment keys and the keys to Judith's car in the entryway. Andre found himself alone, and suddenly, a wave of fear washed over him. It wasn't because he was in a strange city or someone else's place. It wasn't even about the fact that just an hour ago they were zigzagging through the streets of Budapest in the dead of night, trying to shake off any potential tale. No, what really had him on edge was what was about to go down in just a matter of minutes. He was caught in a whirlwind of emotions. Part of him was dying for it to happen, while another part was scared out of his mind. He could have easily made a break for it, his eyes darting to the keys sitting on the shelf every now and then. But he didn't. Maybe he couldn't stomach the thought of coming across as a coward to the person he loved, not twice in one day. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. His heart started racing like crazy. He tiptoed to the door, trying not to breathe too loud, and peeked through the peephole. His hands were shaking so bad he could barely control them. The lock clicked twice and the door swung open.
Hey, can I come in?
Sure thing. Come on in. Teresa took off.
I know, I'm so beat. Really craving some coffee.
I'll check it out. Make yourself at home in the living room. I'll be right there.
One simple phrase and everything changed in a heartbeat. Turns out it was all so simple, she just wanted some coffee. Judith was curled up on the couch, eyes closed, looking like she was fast asleep. Andre tried to back away, but he was all thumbs, and the tray clattered loudly against the glass door.
Sorry, I dozed off. Oh wow, that smells amazing. I've never had anything like it.
With each passing second, with every word she spoke, Andre felt the weight lifting off his chest. He kept stealing glances at Judith, thinking to himself that he'd never met anyone so darn adorable in his life. Right now, she looked like a regular girl, confused, hurt, and so vulnerable. It was hard to wrap his head around the fact that this was how she made her living.
I wanted to say I'm sorry.
For what?
For today. For everything that went down.
What's the big deal about what happened today? Every job has its downsides. Haven't you ever had to deal with a bonehead boss? Some egomaniac on a power trip? Yeah, my job's different, but it's still just a job. No need to let it spill over into real life.
Judith kept talking for what seemed like forever. Maybe trying to explain herself, maybe trying to explain things away. But no matter how hard she tried to play it cool, like nothing out of the ordinary had gone down today, it was clear she was pretty shaken up. She cut herself off mid-sentence and quickly dabbed at a tear in the corner of her eye.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Why are we still going on about me? What do you think of Budapest?
It's a beautiful city, but I've only seen it from the bus window.
I'll show you all the cool spots.
Judith set her cup down on the table, scooted closer to Andre, and looked him dead in the eye.
Why'd you have to go and fall for me?
I don't know.
I like you too.
What happened next felt like a dream. Andre had only one fear. How could he possibly measure up to her previous partners? He was self-conscious about being average down there, and even more self-conscious about being so self-conscious. What did he know about the art of lovemaking compared to her? Next to nothing. Judith, as if reading his mind, she was talking and fumbling with the buttons on his shirt at the same time.
Don't worry, this isn't some movie and I'm not a hooker. I want love too. Just regular, old-fashioned love and regular sex.
Judith was fast asleep, curled up like a little kid. The streetlight was peeking through the curtains, casting a glow on her face. Andre sat on the bed, just taking in the view, afraid to move a muscle in case he disturbed her. Suddenly, he felt his phone vibrating in his bag. He got up quietly and tiptoed out of the bedroom, gently closing the door behind him. He grabbed his bag and dug around for what felt like forever, trying to find his phone. Finally, he fished it out and opened the text message.
Lena, how are you doing? Love you.
Teresa pulled up to the club's back entrance, hoping to slip in unnoticed. But no such luck. Attila was sitting on the steps, nervously puffing on a cigarette.
Why are you here? Why aren't you out having fun?
I'm having plenty of fun right here.
Something off at the club? Got into it with someone?
He'll kill her tomorrow, but he'll off me first.
Who's gonna kill who?
He ordered me to keep an eye on her, and I lost her. How am I supposed to save this dimwit now? Where the hell do I look? That Russian guy's nowhere to be seen either. If Monty finds out they're together, I'm dead meat. And so is she.
You talking about Judith?
Who else would I be talking about?
Is Monty here?
Nah, but I was supposed to keep him in the loop and drive Judith home after the party.
Well, why don't you give him a ring and tell him everything's cool? Say it's all under control, that you'll drive Judith home by 5 a.m. What, you've never told a white lie before?
You're right. He won't show up here.
She'll turn up before morning, no doubt.
You think so?
I'm sure of it. Come on, let's hit the dance floor. It'll all work out. Nobody's gonna off anybody.
You go ahead. I'll be there soon. Just gotta make a call to the boss.
Now, Teresa's main mission was to keep an eye on Attila and make sure Judith showed up at the club by 5 a.m. Not wanting to risk a text, she dialed Judith's number. Judith picked up right away.
I'm already at your place. Andre's fixing me some coffee.
All right, good. But you gotta be at the club by 5, no excuses. Your bodyguard's freaking out. Says Monty will have both your heads if he finds out you took off.
So, what do we do now?
Just get here, and I'll sort everything out. But don't bring Andre along. Let him crash at my place or drop him off at a hotel.
All right, see you soon.
Teresa walked into the main room and spotted Dima almost instantly. He was perched at the bar, his back to the dance floor, lost in thought as he scrolled through his phone. The screen flashed with photos from the set, and Teresa was in every single one. Dima lingered on each new picture, zooming in on her face.
Aha! Busted!
Dima, caught off guard, fumbled and dropped his phone. Teresa scooped it up, her eyes automatically drawn to the glowing screen where she saw her own face staring back at her.
What's the big idea taking my picture without asking? We're in Europe, you know. I could sue you for invasion of privacy.
Teresa unzipped her bag, ready to toss his phone in. Dima went pale. An awkward silence hung in the air.
Ha! Got you.
Man, you've got one twisted sense of humor.
They spent the rest of the night on the dance floor, losing themselves in the pulsing beats of electronic music. As the crowd started to thin out in the early hours, Attila approached them and struck up a conversation with Teresa, glancing over at Dima every now and then.
He's asking where Andre is.
No clue, probably at the hotel. At least I didn't see him at the club.
Attila listened, eyeing Dima suspiciously, clearly not buying his story.
I'm done waiting. You said everything would be fine, but I think you got it wrong. I'm heading to the hotel, and if they're there...
Attila clenched his fists meaningfully and headed for the exit. Teresa whipped out her phone and dialed Judith's number.
Where are you guys? We've pulled up at the hotel. Tell Andre to hit the sack right away and act like he's been sleeping all night. Attila will be there any minute, and you, get your butt to the club. Got it, thanks.
Andre had barely stripped down when there was an insistent knock at the door. He waited a beat, messed up his hair, and then flipped the lock. Attila barged into the room, shoving Andre aside, and made a beeline for the bed, yanking off the covers. He looked around, bewildered, then dashed to the bathroom. He came running out a second later, face like thunder. He scanned the room one more time and, realizing the futility of his search, opened the closet doors, probably just to make himself feel better. On his way out, he shoved Andre again, muttering something clearly insulting under his breath in Hungarian. The first thing Attila saw in the club parking lot was Judith's little red car. He kicked the front door in frustration, realizing he'd been played.
Don't freak out, see? I'm right here.
Attila felt Judith's lips brush against his scruffy cheek.
And I've been here the whole time, with you nearby. Get it? Now you can go ahead and report back.
The sudden silence was deafening. The empty club, stripped of its usual vibe, looked like an abandoned battlefield. What had seemed fantastic just an hour ago now looked downright pathetic under a couple of dim bulbs. In the farthest corner, Dima and Teresa sat cuddled up on a leather couch, still yelling as if trying to be heard over the now silent music. Their words echoed off the bare walls, floating up and fading away in the emptiness.
We're leaving tonight. Time flew by so fast.
Why don't you stay? I can help you get your papers sorted out.
How can I stay? My whole life is back there. My job, my family, my friends.
But you won't be there. Can you really live without me? I don't think I could make it without you. What if I fall for someone else while I'm gone?
I can't stay either. I think I've fallen in love for real for the first time in my life. I promise I'll come back in a month. Then we can figure out what to do next.
What if I fall for someone else while I'm gone?
That's what I'm most afraid of. We've only known each other for 3 days, but I feel like I've known you for years and years. And I've been madly in love with you all this time.
Jeez, why are you yelling so loud?
Dima and Teresa jumped, startled, trying to figure out where the voice was coming from. They whipped their heads around until they spotted a waving hand in the opposite corner. As they got closer, they saw Judith sitting on the couch with Attila curled up next to her, his head in her lap, fast asleep.
Looks like the kid's out cold and you're shouting loud enough to wake the whole club. Let him sleep a bit longer. He's got a tough day ahead.
He's not gonna rat you out to Monty, is he?
No, he won't snitch.
Suddenly, a phone rang. Attila stirred, sat up straight, and started patting his pockets in a daze until he found the blaring phone. He brought it to his ear, shaking his head to wake up and get his bearings.
Now, where are you guys? We're leaving the club. I'll drop Judith off at home, then head straight to the office. Should I take her to your place first?
No need. Let her rest. I'll come see her myself this evening. Tell her to wait and not go anywhere. Got it?
Sure thing, boss.
Put her on the phone.
Could you talk to him, please?
Wanted to make sure I was still around, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Did you get some good rest?
That was the best night of my life.
Attila had been sitting in the car for several minutes, going over the story he and Judith had cooked up on the way home. It all seemed to add up, and most importantly, people had seen them arrive at the club together and leave together in the early morning. The conclusion was clear. Judith had been with Attila at the club the whole time. If Monty asked, anyone in the crew would swear to it. Who cared what happened in between? Finally, he opened the door decisively and strode confidently towards the office entrance.
What are you doing here?
Where else am I supposed to go? The workday's already started, right?
Your work shift was last night. Go get some sleep. We've got a meeting with the Russians at 3, and you'd better be there, just in case.
Got it. I'll be there by 3.
Plus, they still owe me money for the shoot.
Have I ever let you down before?
Attila didn't go home. For one, he wasn't the least bit sleepy, and two, he was worried sick about Judith. You never knew what to expect from Monty. He parked his car a block from her place and walked the rest, glancing over his shoulder every now and then. Judith opened up almost immediately, not surprised to see him on her doorstep.
You're not even gonna ask who showed up?
I knew you'd come back. Come on in.
It's no big deal. I don't think Monty totally bought our story. I'd rather crash at your place.
You think he's got more in him. He already outdid himself last night. Want some coffee?
Would you have said no if you were in my shoes?
Oh, not you too. Don't tell me you've fallen for her?
Whoa! Who said anything about falling in love? Maybe I just think you're cool. Maybe I see you as a friend.
Attila, don't lie to yourself. I can see it, but you need to understand, I'm in love with someone else.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I hope you're not planning on sharing this with Monty.
The kitchen filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Judith set out the cups, went back to the stove, checked the coffee pot, stepped aside, got the sugar from the cupboard, put it on the table, and returned to the stove. She either didn't notice or pretended not to notice how Attila's love-struck gaze followed her every move. And for the first time, he wasn't trying to hide it.
Attila, just admit it. You love me, don't you?
What makes you say that?
Every girl likes to know she's loved.
What difference would it make if I said I love you? You've always been indifferent towards me anyway. First it was Monty, now it's this Russian guy.
Do you really think I loved that fat creep?
Well, you two were always joined at the hip. He never let you out of his sight.
Yeah, he saved me once, gave me a job, made me a famous actress. But did he ever give me love? Did he ever let me love? I just let him love me. Though it's hard to call it love. He's impotent, you know? Yeah, I shared a bed with him. He'd grope me, lick me, kiss me. Tried his best to make me feel good. But I never felt good. I was just grateful he helped me escape poverty. I'm sorry. I know this might be hard for you to hear, but I need to tell you. Last night was the first time I ever climaxed. Yeah, I've been screwed every which way for years. So many people got off looking at me. No one even guessed that I had no clue what an orgasm felt like, or what real love is. Thank you for helping me. And if you can, forgive me. You're a good guy, but I love Andre.
The tour bus, packed with tourists, crawled through evening Budapest. Andre sat by the window, his forehead pressed against the foggy glass, watching the streets roll by. Dima was knocked out in the next seat, his head on Andrei's shoulder. Behind them, Ivan Ivanovich was snoring like a freight train while Sasha was peacefully dozing. All around, excited tourists chattered about their sightseeing adventures and bragged about their purchases. None of them had a clue about the wild ride this weird sleeping bunch was coming back from. No matter how hard Lena tried, nothing worked out between them since Andrei's return from Hungary. On the day he came back, he wandered around until late, returned angry, said he had an argument with a client, and went straight to sleep in his room. The next day, he complained of a headache, then claimed he got into a scuffle with some troublemakers near the building. And tonight, he just wasn't in the mood.
Why haven't you started editing the film yet? I'm so curious to see what you've created.
Lena, don't you think you're interfering with my work?
How am I bothering you? I just want to help. To inspire you, maybe.
You think parading around provocatively in front of me is going to boost my energy and inspiration?
Why are you being so harsh? Everything was so good between us. I waited for you, dreamed about you, imagined how we would love each other. Have you forgotten everything? Why are you torturing me like this? Making up excuses? Avoiding me? Did you fall for someone else? Did you cheat on me? I can see you've come back a different person.
Lena, I'm the same person I was before. I just need to focus. I don't know where to start. I'm lost in this pile of tapes.
So your focus on work killed your desire for everything else? You haven't touched me for 4 days. I want to know who she is. Show me. How is she better than me? I've been going crazy here, thinking about you every minute.
Andrei stared intently at his crying wife, barely hearing her words. She was truly wonderful, and not just in appearance. Their connection had been magical, especially lately. Lena had transformed from a shy, modest girl into someone completely different, as if invisible chains that had been holding back her true nature had suddenly fallen away. Looking at Lena again, Andrei realized he still loved her. He loved her playful face, her tousled hair, those tear-filled eyes without makeup, everything about her. He just needed to stop thinking about Judith, at least for now.
I'm sorry.
Do I have a reason to?
Even if there was something, it wouldn't be worth losing my love for you.
That's quite a statement, but still nice to hear.
Lena made a slight movement, and her silk robe slipped from her shoulders.
Let's make our own film. Look at me. You don't think I can do what those Hungarian girls did? And mind you, I won't be acting. I'll be loving for real. You do remember what real love is like, don't you?
Andrei remembered everything. The familiar comfort of her presence overwhelmed all other memories. He stood up and took Lena's hand.
Come here. I want to start right now.
What about the cameras, the operator, the script?
We'll have everything. Cameras, operator, script.
He guided Lena to the bed and surveyed the room with purpose.
I'll set up phones here and here for wide and medium shots, and here we'll put the camera for close-ups. Give me a minute. I'll have everything ready.
The main thing is that you're ready.
Within a minute, their impromptu studio was ready.
Well, shall we begin?
You think we can make it work just like that, on command?
What did you think making movies was like?
At first, like any inexperienced performer, Lena kept glancing self-consciously at the cameras as if that would change something. Their presence made it difficult for her to relax and be natural. She tried to position herself carefully, but as time went on, Lena thought about it less and less, eventually closing her eyes and letting go completely, deciding to accept whatever happened.